Hello friends, today is the third day of 30 days of Flutter and today we are going to see Dart programming. So what is Dart programming? Dart is an open source, general purpose and object oriented programming language and whose syntax is very similar to C type syntax. Now it is developed by Google in 2011 and the purpose of this programming language is to create a front-end user interface for the web as well as mobile apps. Now it is in active development and it is inspired by several other languages like Java, JavaScript, C Sharp and it is strongly typed. That is, before executing our program, the compiler have to parse it and transfer it into the machine code. Now, it supports most of the common concepts of programming languages like classes, interfaces, functions. Unlike other programming languages, Dart language does not support arrays directly. It supports collection, which is used to replicate the data structure such as arrays, generics, and optional typing. Now, in this video, what we are going to see? So, we are going to cover data type, variables and functions, operators, decision making and loops, comments, continue and break keywords, final and constant keyword, object oriented programming concepts. So let's jump into the programming section. So for that, just go to the your Chrome. Now search for Dartpad and this ID is given for running Dart program. So this program is predefined, which is available for users to run. Now in this you can also have some samples program which you can run by by clicking on run, and the output will be available in this console part, and on clicking this the circles will be animated. So this is the animation program. Other than that, you can also run the different predefined examples that are available over here. So if you want your program to execute, so you can also do that. So let us like in other programming language also, we start with the hello world printing. So let us start with that only. Like in other like compiler, first of all start its execution or try to find main function. So in this also, the compiler first of all search for the main function and start its execution with the program available inside the main function. So we will define our main function, okay, and we will print hello world. Now if you are having any error, then that will be displayed in this right bottom side. So this is the feature available in Dartpad, that before executing your program you can have information or error which are there in your program. So on looking this error and information, you can solve the issues that are there in your program. So after completing your program, you can run your program by clicking on this run button, and the output will be shown in this console part. So on clicking this run button, the data or text defined in this print statement will be printed in console. Now let's jump to the data type. So there are basically four data type. First one is string, in which we used to define text in single or double quotation mark. And once you decide your which quotation you are going to use that quotation in entire program. Now the second one is num, integer and double. Now integer is having numeric values or numbers without decimal, and double is having numbers with decimal. Now the third one is boolean, which is used to store values that are true or false. And the fourth one is object. Now in that everything is object. Like if we say about integer or string, then they are also one type of object. So let's start with the data type example. So first one is integer a, and let me declare the value of a, which is 2. And now we will print the value of a. Value of a is $a. So on clicking run, we can execute our program. So the output will be displayed in this console part. So on clicking run, the output came as value of a is 2. Now the second one is string name is equal to code warriors, and we will print the value of name also. Now you can see that information is available that the value of the local variable name isn't used. That the variable which we have declared and defined in line 4, we haven't used it yet. And that is also available in this documentation part, that the string name, which is local variable, isn't used till now. So now we will use the name variable. So this information will be gone. So on clicking this run button, the output will be available in this console part. So here is our output. Now the third data type is double. B is equal to 12.75. And the suggestions are also mentioned. Now in documentation also you can see that integer absolute, that returns the absolute value of this integer. Okay, so if we use absolute method, so the absolute value of this variable will be printed, and the information given is the value of the local variable b isn't used. So we haven't used b till now. So now we will use the value of b for output. Value of b is $b. So this will print the value of b in the console. Now the third variable is, third data type is num c. So here you can see the error that semicolon is expected in line C, and the variable or local variable which we have declared isn't used till now. So num C is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will print the value of C. So on running this, the whole variables output will be there in the console. Now the third is boolean. So full value is equal to true. So we can print the value which is true. Now these are the data types. I will show you the object data type when we implement the class, when we implement the OOP part. Now after data type, we are having variable and functions. So now let's jump to the variable part. So we var is a dynamic type. So on declaring any variable as a type of var, it will be of dynamic type. So I have declared a variable a as var type, and I am initializing it value as 12. Now on printing this a, it will show me the value 12 in this console section. Now if I will initialize this a variable with string value, now this will show me an error, which is a value of type string can't be assigned to a value of type integer. So now why this error is coming? Because at the time of declaring variable a, I have initialized its value as 12, which is of type integer. So a is now the type of integer. So now I can't specify the value to this integer type variable as string. So for avoiding this type of things, we can separate our declaration and initialization part. So I can declare and initialize my variable separately. Now this will not show me an error. Why? Now, because now this a is of dynamic type. Now a can also store the value of integer type, a can also store the value of string type, and a can also store the value of double, and it can also store the value of type boolean. So if I will initialize this a as 45.67, so now the other initialization will show me an error. Why? Because at the time of declaring the variable a, I have initialized it with the value of num, or we can say double. So now this will show me as the value of type string can't be assigned to a variable of type double, or a value of type bool can't be assigned to a variable of type double. So for avoiding this, we can separate our initialization and declaration part. So now you can print the value of a. So let me copy this. And we can print the value of a. So this will show the value of a. First one is null. At the time of declaration, we haven't initialized its value, so at that time it is null. After that we have initialized it with the type integer. After that we have initialized it with type string. After that double, and at last we have declared it as boolean. So this is the benefit of using var keyword, that it makes our variable as a dynamic type. Now let's jump to the function part. So we are taking two variable. First one is 12 and second one is 15. Now we are okay, total is equal to, now we are going to use one function, that is addition of number, which is having parameter as a and b. Now we have to also define this function. So we can define this function, add of num integer a comma integer b, and we can return the summation of a plus b. So Now what is the information available? That the local variable total isn't used. So now we will print the value of total. So the output will be printed in the console part after executing this function. So in main, as I have already mentioned, that execution will start from main function, from main. So first of all, we have declared a as 12 and b as 15. So these values are passed in this function add of number. Now after passing this value, uh, given in this function, and this function will return the summation of a and b. So this way we can define our own function. Now after that we are having operators. So we are having 5 operators. First one is arithmetic, second one is equality, third one is increment and decrement, fourth one is logical, and fifth one is comparison. So we can implement this operator, like I have implemented uh, arithmetic operator, which is plus. Similarly I can also compare the value, uh, like if a is equal to b. So this is comparison. And similarly we can also implement the increment and decrement operation by using a plus plus or